Hello and welcome to Chocolate Covered Games Monthly Melt for the month of March 2023. My name's Doug.
And I'm Tim.
And we always start with our fives. So this month for our fives, I got to choose. So I picked our top 25, our top 25.
That's how many you normally have. I stuck with 5 this time.
Our top 5 places we want to visit. And then I threw something extra on just because it's been a goal of mine and we travel together a lot. But one of my goals has been to visit all 67 counties in the state of Pennsylvania. And there are some counties that just don't have anything.
No.
And then there are some counties where there's tons to do. The northern part of our state is heavily wooded.
It's very vacation-y because you get those people that go to the Poconos.
Yeah. Well, that's in the northeast side of our state. The north central part of our state is, well, even the northeast is heavily wooded.
Well, the central, you have like the watershed, I think. People go to see that.
Yeah, we're just a very wooded state.
Yeah.
To begin with, we do have a national forest. It's Cook National Forest in our state. But Tim is gonna have some overlays of our map, so you can see on my map. I visited all but 13 counties. And most of those counties don't have much to do. Greene and Fayette don't have a lot. Beaver, Lawrence, again, don't have a lot. Crawford doesn't have much. Erie, I'd love to go to Erie. They have a baseball team, minor league baseball team. That's what I really want to go up for. And there's a street in Erie where the train tracks go down the middle. So I'd like to see that. Warren County has the Zippo factory. Forest County doesn't have much. McKean County, Montour, Sullivan, Wyoming, and Susquehanna are the other counties I haven't been to.
Yeah. Now, I haven't been to 16, so you've been to 3 more than me.
Yep. And part of that is just in travels I've driven through them.
Yeah. Now, I will say I'll probably only go to 15 of them. I am heck bent determined not to go to Montour.
To Montour.
Yeah, those people in Montour, you should be ashamed to be a
And the thing is, Montour is not that far away from us.
No. We've been to every county around Montour.
Yes.
We skipped Montour, probably for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You know, I typed in what to do in Montour, and my computer just turned itself off. It was a sign never to go to Montour.
I gotta look what the big town is in Montour County.
I don't believe they have one. I believe 60% of our viewers are from Montour County, and I've just lost them all. Or I'm getting the most comments from them ever.
Yes.
Either way, you know. It's one if I hit all the counties, that's the one I want to do last. To be underwhelmed. I will do Erie before Montour.
Danville. So Danville actually is a pretty big town. They have a Geisinger Medical Center there. It's also their county seat where the county courthouse would be.
So nothing really special.
No.
A hospital and a courthouse.
Yes.
It's a vacation, kids. Let's go to the courthouse followed by the med center.
Yeah, why not? So that's just one of my travel goals is to hit all 67 counties in Pennsylvania. Of course, on most days, just because of where we live, we could hit 3 in just travels. Dauphin, Lancaster, Lebanon.
Yeah, I think our county, it was either us or Juniata. I can't remember. I counted. Either Dauphin or Juniata touches the most other counties.
Yeah. Yesterday we were in a different county just doing an event.
Yeah.
So where we live, we are able to hit multiple counties very easily. So
it's also it's a more reasonable goal with the size of our state. If we lived in Texas, we had to hit, I think it was 504 counties.
Yeah. But Pennsylvania is a big state.
Yep.
So
should have done Delaware. 3 and done.
And I might have been to all three.
The boring one's the most northern. You got to go through it to get to the fun part of Delaware.
You know,
so.
I've been to Dover. Dover's probably the middle county.
Dover's the middle.
Okay, so I haven't been to the bottom county, and I have a friend who lives down there now,
Yeah.
and that wants me to come visit. So I will hit all three counties in Delaware.
There you go.
Probably before I hit all 67 in Pennsylvania. So that was just a little extra. I thought I'd tie that in because of our top fives being our top 5 travel destinations. Mm-hmm. And again, this could be a country, an event, a city, state, pretty much anything. So Tim, what is your number 5?
My number 5, we just came up with yesterday.
Okay.
Because you brought it up.
Okay.
And I thought, at first I'm like, well, this is kind of stupid for a destination to go to. The more I thought about it, the more it suits me.
Okay.
So my number 5.
Oh, I know where it is now.
Where is it?
Minnesota.
Wrong.
Oh.
Buck-ees.
Oh, Buck-ees. I thought you meant because of the world's largest ball of twine.
No, I looked at a photo of it. It wasn't that large. It was kind of disappointing. It was more impressive.
Okay.
But no, Buck-ees. It's literally a gas station turned into an amusement park. But only the fun parts of the amusement park. Like, there's a place to see, apparently the cleanest bathrooms, and it's inside, so it's temperature control. Unlike amusement parks. I can enjoy all 3 of those things. Apparently there's long lines, which are fine. I don't mind lines. And 0 rides.
Okay.
You know, so I could go to a Buc-ee's and be like, I went to a Buc-ee's.
Well, I guess technically I could stop at a Buc-ee's on the way to one of my destinations.
Yeah, see? So Buc-ee's is my number 5.
Okay.
You know, other people dream of going to Paris. Me, Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. I guess it's sort of like my wanting to hit all the Hosses.
Yeah.
Which is a regional restaurant in our area.
That's...
But you just want to go to one Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I'm not going to all the Buc-ee's. Yeah. I'm going to go... If I go to any, be Kentucky. It's the closest.
Okay. So not my number 5 is Charlotte, North Carolina.
See the Hornets play.
This would have been my 6, but my 5 merged with something else. Okay. Thanks to a friend telling me you could just do that in one trip with a different one on your list. Wow. So this is my number 5. I did have another one I thought about sliding into 5, and I'll throw it out there. It's Flin Flon, Manitoba.
Okay, so you're getting close to that 25 you mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah. But Charlotte, North Carolina, one reason, NASCAR.
Not the Hornets.
No, not the Hornets.
Get all the Bobcat merchants you want because they're still selling it.
Yeah. You know, if the Charlotte Checkers would make the playoffs and go deep, you know, you go to Charlotte for the 600, they might still be playing. A lot of people from our area do go down to Charlotte when our hockey team plays down there. Apparently, it's a very nice trip. But I want to go to the Coke 600, and I want to do as many NASCAR shops as I can. Plus, in that general Charlotte area, you know, you can hit so many other different NASCAR things outside of Charlotte. There's a lot of shops outside of Charlotte and Morrisville. So it's that general area. So my number 5 is Charlotte.
Okay. My number 4.
Okay.
Is a trip I could. I'm not gonna say reasonably take because I'm poor. I can't afford to like leave 10 blocks away from the house. But as the cost of going there,
okay,
like staying at that location would be cheap.
So it's in Pennsylvania.
No.
Oh no.
It's in the United States. I will say that. I don't think it gets traveled too much, or if any. The place is in South Dakota.
Okay.
It's Belforce. Belforce, South Dakota has a grudge with another city in America.
Okay.
And I'm on their side.
On Belforce.
I'm on Belforce. Otherwise, I would have gone to the other place.
Okay.
They're grudging with Lebanon, Kansas. Lebanon, Kansas claims to be the center of America, but they exclude Alaska and Hawaii. So they're the center of the 48. Belforce is the center of America if you include Alaska and Hawaii. You need to know how to spell force?
It's that place right there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the center of America if you include Alaska and Hawaii, which you should, because they're part of America. That's why Lebanon, Kansas, is wrong. And it's spelled with an A. That's why I pronounce it Lebanon. Anon. Who boasts to be the center of America. There's nothing to do there. There's nothing exciting. It's in South Dakota. There's a couple 100 people at best, I think the census said.
5,617.
So it's smaller than where we live.
Yeah, but the square mileage of this place is huge.
Yeah, the West is huge. They have to fill it with nothing.
This is 637 square miles. We live in a town that's 27 square miles.
Yeah.
That's like huge.
It is we've been to the West.
Well, yeah.
The West is full of vast nothingness. And then sporats of a lot of stuff.
I've been to South Dakota.
Yeah. I don't know how close that is to, the monuments out there.
Rapid City and Hill City where
Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore is. I was going to say Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. I've been to Mount Rushmore. My roommate in college, when I was at the University of Wyoming, lived by that.
I mean, if it was close, I would go. But if it's not close, I'd be like, it was close enough to Mount Rushmore. I'll just lie. But I would want to go to Belforce.
Yeah.
Be on their side.
So now I wish I would have known that, because when I went to his place for Thanksgiving break, I would have just said, hey, can we go there?
Yeah, you could have been in the center of America. The real center of America. Lebanon, Kansas.
So it says it's 550 miles north.
Well, because south of it is nothing.
Well, no, 550 miles north of Lebanon, Kansas.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. Which those people are wrong, despite all their touristy traps. So.
All right.
Yep. You have to pick a side, America. Choose right. Or I guess north in this case.
Choose north, yes.
Choose north.
Not south.
Yeah.
Or east or west.
Yep.
See, I always thought it was around Kearney, Nebraska.
Now, what you call it? The Puerto Rico becomes America.
Yeah.
It will move again.
Yeah.
It'll move closer to us.
What about throwing Guam in there?
Those are territories.
Yeah, what if it ever becomes a state?
Then the center of America would probably move west
So,
south.
like, the Pacific Ocean?
No. It'd probably be like
San
Nevada.
Diego?
Yeah.
Because Guam's way out there.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is a dream vacation.
Mm-hmm.
One I'd love to take. May not ever get to do it. Who knows? And again, I combine 2 places because if I'm doing it, I'm doing them both at once.
All right, so now you're up to 7.
Scotland and Ireland.
Okay.
Giant's Causeway.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see, which is just a rock formation that apparently is like one rock formation goes under the sea and
You
comes
don't
up.
have to justify. I just named the town in the middle of nowhere.
No, I'm telling
At
you.
a gas station, you're like, there's rocks there. I'm like, yeah, that's better than my places
No,
already.
I'm telling you what it is. Because our friend Doug talks about it during his one show.
Okay.
And, so that has made me want to go see it. Dublin to go to the Guinness Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And then just whiskey.
Yeah.
Jameson, Glenlivet, tour all the different areas, because all the different areas of Scotland will give you a different style of whiskey. Mm-hmm. And so I'd like to do that. Go on a whiskey tour. Go to Loch Ness. Go to Loch Lomond. Go to Rosalind Chapel. Mm-hmm. And of course, that's why I wore this hat and this golf shirt today. St. Andrews. Royal St. Andrews. Play the old course. That would be amazing. I'm sure I'd shoot like 700 over par, because the pros struggle there. But that would just be amazing. Plus, our ancestors came from Scotland and Ireland. So to visit that would be amazing.
I think you can only shoot 144 over.
You shoot whatever you want. There is no top number per hole.
I thought like +8 and they tell you to move on kind of thing.
It's not like mini golf.
Well, I figured courtesy to other players.
Well, you'd want that.
Yeah. You're like, I'm still shooting here. It's the first hole. Shut up.
No, if I could shoot a 125 to 150, I'd be happy. I'd be thrilled. So that's my number 4, Scotland and Ireland.
My number 3, moving up on my exciting list of gas station and middle of nowhere. My number 3 actually does have people that want to travel there.
Okay.
So that's something different on my list. I could afford this, I guess. Question mark.
You can afford anywhere if you save up or if you know.
I mean, right now.
Look, we did Indianapolis on less than $500.
Like, I could go to this place tomorrow for $124.
Okay.
Now, that's by train, and the train ride is 14 hours.
Hey.
Which is...
I'd like to travel by train.
Well, the interesting thing is driving there would only be 5.5.
Huh.
But driving from the farm adds 2 hours somehow. So... Once again, very weird math there. This is a place that has just a bunch of water.
So, Erie.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Huh.
It's in a different state. It is Niagara Falls.
Okay.
The U.S. side, because I don't have a passport.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 5.5 hour drive from here.
Yeah.
It would add 2 hours if we went to the farm.
Well, because of, again, from here you can take highway.
Yeah.
The entire way from the farm, which is we call the farm where our dad lives, which is middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You've got to go up through again those counties, Elk, McKean.
Yeah.
Where you're not going to be on the highway. The travel time takes longer.
Yeah, because from here to there is 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
But from the farm to Niagara Falls.
It's not 3.5 hours from here to Niagara Falls. It's at least 6.
No, I'm saying from here to the farm is 3.5 hours. But from the farm to Niagara Falls is 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
So it would add 2 hours. From here to Niagara Falls is 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But by train is $124.
Yeah.
14 hours.
Well, because you'd have layovers in Philly and New York.
No, actually you go
you go to Chicago?
You go up from Harrisburg to it's like
you can't go up. Out of Harrisburg, you go to Philly or you go to Pittsburgh.
Like maybe you had it starts with an M.
You go to Philly or Pittsburgh.
It didn't have you go in that. It went to like Mahana.
No, those are the two choices out of Harrisburg. I'm serious.
Well,
by train, you can go to Philly or Pittsburgh.
Well, then take it up with the Amtrak website because it didn't have that. Because the only place it changes. They change in it's like Maihyn. I can't pronounce it. It's like Mahane Holes. I don't know.
I'm serious. So through Amtrak, you can also bus.
Yeah.
So my guess is you were going by bus.
No, it was train. Okay.
Because when I looked at train to Indianapolis, we were gonna have to train to Chicago. And bus to Indy because the train did not run to Indianapolis on those days of the week that we were going.
All right. So let's agree that you're wrong because I spent like a day looking this up and it explained it to me. So you're wrong here.
I'm sure I'm not.
And I'm right. So I think I would do the train because I wouldn't have to drive.
I will look this up.
Yeah. So I would do train and spend the $124 instead of driving because I'm sure I would save gas money. Because I probably spend that much in gas round trip, I would assume, from here to Niagara Falls. Once I'm there, you see the falls. I don't know what else you do. I guess you're close to Buffalo. You probably see what's ever in Buffalo.
Niagara Falls.
N-A.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my number 3, Niagara Falls, just to see, the falls from the U.S. side.
So my number 3, again, is 2 places because I knew them in one trip.
So that's 9 you're up to.
when I told a friend that this is two places I'd really like to go, they're like, just do them in one trip because you basically go through one to get to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Halifax, Nova Scotia / St. John's, Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Halifax would be the one that you'd stop through going first on your way to St. John's. And Halifax, some cool things I'd like to see there. That is where those on the Titanic are buried in Halifax, which I think is it's sad, but it'd be a cool thing to see. The graves from the Titanic. Also, Halifax has the Canadian Museum of Immigration.
Okay.
Which are relatives that came from Ireland and Scotland came to Canada. So I'm not sure if that's where they came through, is Halifax. I still have to do some research on that. I do know that some of our relatives came through Philadelphia, but I'm wondering if our Canadian relatives came through Halifax. And they actually settled in a place, Williamstown, Ontario, which is between Cornwall and Montreal.
Okay.
But also in Halifax is the Moosehead Brewery, which is my favorite beer of all time. So I'd love to go do that. And I'd like to go see the Halifax Mooseheads play. That's a Quebec Major Junior team. And man, do they have a following, and they have some really cool jerseys. I would like to get a Halifax Moosehead jersey and hat. So going from there up to St. John's, Signal Hill, which is just the views of St. John's and the ocean from there. Also, Cape Spear Lighthouse National Historic Site, which is the easternmost point in North America, which would be awesome. And Jelly Bean Row, which is row houses that are all painted different colors. And if you ever go look at the pictures from St. John's, it looks absolutely beautiful. They used to have an American Hockey League team, which was the hooked up with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And our local team, the Bears, would play up there every now and then. I still believe the Newfoundland Growl of the ECHL play there. So I'd love to go see a hockey game there. But man, just and looking at Halifax too, just absolutely beautiful cities, and ocean views and bay views and harbor views. And now that I'm getting a passport, who knows? It's definitely on my list, and it could happen. So that's my number 3, A and B.
Yep. So my number 2,
All right,
is a place that a lot of people visit.
Okay.
It's only for a short period of time.
Okay.
It's,
Jail?
No.
Oh.
Some people they visit forever.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be a short period of time.
No.
It's in Plantersville, Texas.
Plantersville, Texas.
Yeah.
The Planters factory?
Nope.
Oh.
Is the Texas Renaissance Fair.
Okay.
They boast to have over 400 shops
and
over 22 stages.
Place is massive.
It is the largest Renaissance Fair in America. I would do it once.
Yeah.
And that would be it.
You'd have to do it like 2 back-to-back days on the weekend.
Well, I meant like one time,
yeah.
like a trip. I almost put a different Ren Fair because it was closer, therefore more feasible. It's the 3rd largest.
Scarborough?
No, the 3rd largest is Maryland.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would like to do Maryland. It goes on the same time as ours.
We are the 5th.
Okay.
We are tied with Bristol.
Okay. I'd like to go to Bristol.
Yeah.
Bristol would be cool. Maryland would be cool. Texas, Scarborough.
Minnesota's like
Minnesota,
5th or 6th. They were below us. But yeah, Texas, it's basically a small city.
Yes, it is like cool.
I mean, over 400. I don't think it says over 400 shops. We have to have like maybe 110.
No, we don't have that many.
If you're
I can actually get the exact number because
Yeah.
I know the people to ask.
But 22 stages. I think ours only has 6.
6 or 7.
7.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if they're kind of
maybe more because if you include like Bosworth Field, that's technically a stage.
Yeah, but
where the mermaids are is a stage.
Well, yeah, but I wonder if we also count the little stages that are like the little gazebo.
Yeah. That's a stage.
That they have like.
So we have like 13.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's how they count theirs. Like maybe Texas maybe Texas only has like one big stage and 21 little gazebos.
No, they have. You know, I've seen video from down there, because the Krillian guy, Caston Bronze, has like a thing down there. I think like Jacques the Whipper is down there. Dead Bob.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that place is like, and I don't think you could do it in a weekend really. You'd have to go back to back weekends, so you could stay down there during the week.
That's too long in Texas. One weekend. Because it's in the summertime.
Yeah.
I almost put a different Ren fair in here besides Maryland. There's a place in Spain that is like the Disney World of Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
They have like a miniature Coliseum, like one half the size that they actually do chariot races and like real sort of. There's a pirate ship they push into this man-made lake that they've made where they have people swinging in and out of it, fighting with cannons. It's over the top. That'd
be awesome.
It looks crazy. I'm like, it almost made my list, but I don't want to go to Spain, so it knocked out points.
Yeah, no, Texas is on my list of Renaissance fairs to go to. Well, maybe that should be a top 5 Renaissance fairs we want to go to.
Yep. PA would be number 1.
Yeah.
It's just convenience.
Yeah. Because it's 10 miles away.
Yep. But yeah, that's my number 2.
All right.
The Texas Renaissance Fair in Plantersville, Texas.
All right. So my number 2 has been on my wanting to go list for years and years and years, and now it's become a very, very trendy place to visit.
Austin, Texas.
No. Again, I don't care to go to Texas.
San Diego, California.
But guys that I know, this is now their bachelor getaway. Whenever they do bachelor trips, it has become the bachelorette party.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm so close. I got the South right.
Nashville has become so trendy now as a place to go. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
I hear it's a terrible place. Muggings constantly.
I want to go because of the Grand Ole Opry, the Country Music Hall of Fame, the General Jackson Showboat, do Broadway, Tootsie's. But I'm almost afraid to now that my thoughts of it, of that 90s country music boom, where it was trendy then, but now it's almost trendy to it's a party town. Where it's not trendy because of the country music scene and that thought. It's trendy because it's the party place. But I'd still like to go.
Nothing says terrible fun like parties.
Well, because, I'm not in that bachelor party age of my life. I'm not early 20s and go for the parties. I want to go for the history, the country music history, things like that. And I'm sure you can separate the two. But Nashville's still very high on my list to go to. They have a NASCAR race. They have an IndyCar race. The Nashville Sounds play there.
They got 3 golf courses.
I'm sure they have more than that.
Well, 3 like recognized golf courses. The rest are all like underground, trendy bachelor golf courses.
So Nashville, Tennessee. I could swing into. I don't know if I can just swing into Pigeon Forge from there, but I could go to a Buc-ee's.
Though I don't know how you have an underground golf course.
There's a Buc-ee's in Tennessee.
It's the biggest one.
So I could hit Buc-ee's and Nashville.
There you go. And let's face it, Buc-ee's probably been the best pick on this both lists so far.
Yeah.
Because it's the most reasonable one. Oh, that my Bell Force.
Yeah.
But that was your number 2?
Yeah.
My number 1 is the only unreasonable one I have.
Okay.
Like 1,000% unreasonable. It will never happen for me.
Okay.
Even if I go on a game show and win this as a prize, I won't get to do it.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't have a passport.
All right. But you should get one. It's easy.
Yeah, but that means I would have to like obligate myself to go use it.
No.
Otherwise, you're just starting.
I'm getting one just in case.
Mm-hmm. And my number 1 is French Polynesia.
I don't even know where that's at.
It's the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
The most famous, it's like 100 little islands. The most famous islands in there are Tahiti and Bora Bora.
Okay.
It's literally just the place to go to lay in the sun, do nothing, get drunk.
That sounds terrible for you. It doesn't sound like something you'd enjoy at all.
You
hate the beach.
Well, no, it's not beaches. Like they don't have their islands are just like bungalows out of the water.
So it's like those places you see online. You're like dream getaway, and it's a bungalow literally on like a deck in the middle of like a blue lagoon.
Yeah, that's exactly what French Polynesia is.
Okay.
Like most of the islands, like half the islands of that, the other half are like drug points to get drugs from.
And that's where you'd go.
From one side of the world to the other side.
That's where you'd go because it's the cheaper parts.
Probably, I can afford those ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been described as like paradise on earth. Like I don't know if you had to read this when you were in school, but there was a book called Mutiny on the Bounty. Famous book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they sail and they get lost and they end up in Tahiti.
Yeah.
And then they have to go back to England and they're like, why would we go back to England? This place is amazing.
Yeah.
So they mutiny. They suck at finding their way back.
Yeah.
But in real life, they mutiny, they fail at their mutiny, and then they get hung. But in the book, they get lost and they end up in the Arctic.
Yeah. That would be a cool dream place. Those pictures of places like that are amazing.
Yeah. I mean, for the youth that are watching this video that never read this book, the closest thing I can relate to is Red Dead Redemption 2. No, because it's a very popular video game.
I know it is.
And the head of the gang...
I'm not that old.
The head of the gang is constantly saying we have to get more money because their plan is to go to Tahiti.
Yeah.
Because he read it in a book. So he's like, we got to kill everyone in the U.S. because we need 100% of the U.S. money just to get from Wyoming to Tahiti. So they don't succeed in that either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, those pictures look cool.
Well, it meets my qualifications. So it's a trip once you're there. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So once you're there, you're just relaxing. There's no like hikes because you can't hike in the ocean. I mean, I guess you could scuba, but I'm not gonna do that. There's things in the ocean that can kill me.
Yeah.
Lots of things. So it's literally go there and like sit and relax. I could do that. I could do it here a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But there it's more festive.
So, before we get to my number 1, out of your 5, if you could, so of course number 1's if you had the money and you could do it, no questions asked.
Uh-huh.
Out of your 5, what's the most logical one you want to do? Logical.
Probably.
What do you think out of those 5 is the most likely to happen?
The most likely to happen?
Yeah, so I'll put it down. What is the most likely to happen?
Probably Buc-ee's is most likely to happen.
So Kentucky is your most likely place to be. Or Tennessee. Those are the 2 closest.
Likelihood of my list, we go Buc-ee's would be number 1 most likely.
Yeah, because if I'm going to Tennessee, most likely you're going with, since...
Yeah. Number 2 would be Niagara Falls would be the most likely because $124.
Yeah.
3 would be Belforce, because
Yeah.
once I get there, I figure the hotels have to be
Yeah.
cheap. Then probably the Ren Fair in Texas.
Yeah.
And then, of course, French Polynesia will never happen.
Don't ever say never.
No, I looked at the prices. Like, I had to save a decade's worth of my pay. And by then, inflation would go up, so I have to save another decade's worth of my pay.
Well, you get to Hawaii and swim.
Yeah, so I have to save a half a decade, inflation would happen. So, a gas station is my most realistic trip. Now, if they build one closer to us, it becomes even more realistic.
Yep.
They can't build any of the other ones closer to us. Unless Puerto Rico becomes a state, then the center moves closer to us.
All right, so my number one is the best choice out of any of these.
I don't know. My list was pretty strong.
And that is Toronto.
Yeah.
And you had to know that was my number one.
I thought you were going to go like Calgary.
Nope.
Or Ottawa.
Nope. Toronto. Hockey Hall of Fame. The Maple Leafs, which is the number one reason.
Not the Argonauts.
The Marlies, the Blue Jays, the Argos, which if the Calgary Stampeders would come and play the Argos, that would be perfect. At that time that I could go see all the other things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was like a sports solstice of...
Well, there was a very small period where all four play.
If there would be a sports solstice of all those teams playing in Toronto in the, I'll say solstice, not on the same day, but in the same week, that would just be like, I've died and gone to heaven. The Toronto Zoo looks awesome. Casa Loma, which is this huge castle that looks cool and sort of like overlooks the city. The CN Tower, Rogers. But the absolute number one reason, Hockey Hall of Fame. I want to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame so bad. I also want to go to a Maple Leafs game more than anything. The problem with that solstice week of them all playing at the same time, it would have to be either October, and the Jays would have to be in the World Series, or
I think September. There's the very last week of September.
Well, no, because that's still that would be training camp for hockey.
Yeah,
and there's no games. They have 2 games, preseason games.
Yeah, you can go to a preseason game. It's not as fun as a regular season game.
But then you wouldn't have the Marlies going. So theoretically, April and May would be my best shot. Well, no, because of Canadian football, I'd have to look at when they may start in May. So maybe be my best shot for Toronto, to hit all of them.
Yeah.
But and if the Leafs would ever make the Stanley Cup Finals, and would I couldn't afford to get tickets to a game.
No.
We've already talked about that. But I would go up just to watch outside at a watch party, be in the city, and if it would be a cup clinching game, I don't know what I'd do. If they would win, I don't know. They would be like my ultimate sports dream.
Now, if you went and it was a cup clinching game and they would lose, I would harass you forever that you were their bad luck charm and you cost them a cup.
The only other thing would be to be in Pittsburgh when the Pirates were in the World Series.
So you have to live another 100 years plus.
Yeah. The last time they were in a World Series, I was 6 months old.
Yeah.
Less than that. So that's my 5. The most likely to happen out of my 5 is probably Toronto.
Not Buck-ees.
Buck-ees isn't on my list.
It might as well be.
It's probably Toronto, followed by Charlotte.
Okay.
Charlotte may actually happen before Toronto. I don't know. now that I'm getting my passport, Toronto may happen sooner rather than later. Because I just may go up to do the Hockey Hall of Fame, a Blue Jays game in the summer, maybe an Argos game. Have to look when Calgary's in. I'm a Stampeders fan, not an Argos fan. A lot of people think I'm an Argos fan. I did get an Argos championship hat this year just because their logo's awesome. And I have a friend who's an Argos fan. So Toronto and Charlotte are the most likely to happen. Then probably Nashville, Halifax, St. John's. Actually, Halifax, St. John's. Now that I'm getting my passport, I really want to do some of this Canadian stuff. You know, I got a promotion. I have a little bit more money. I can save up.
I still have very little interest in going to most of my places.
Uh,
The one I want to go to most is
Buck-ees.
Belforce. Belforce I want to go to the most.
Yeah.
Just so I can be like, I was right.
Yeah.
And like,
and Scotland and Ireland, that's just a dream. That's a dream. You know, I had some friends when we were younger talked about doing that as a guy's trip to play St. Andrews. And so who knows? Are any of our locations on your places you want to visit? I know everybody's number one is Buck-ees.
that's all I'm going to see in the comments.
You know,
that little gopher's face or whatever it is.
You know, I didn't pick a place like you, as in the Texas Renaissance Fair or Buck-ees. I guess if I had to pick a place, I don't know. Yeah, I never really thought of a place. Some place we've been to, I'd like to go back to Wyoming.
But yeah, this has been our top 5. It's gone on for 44 minutes right now. So we're going to end this now. So like always, like and subscribe, share the video. It does help. And as always, stay sweet.